Nothing to see here, nothing to see. But good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Queued Up as Requested, presented by Was It Good Though Productions. I am one of your hosts. I am Jazz.
I'm Jason.
And this is a series where you, as the listener, gets to pick what we are about to review. That's right. We created a space to have a quick, short discussion, all opinions, no fluff, no holding back. So if you would like us to review a film, all you have to do is send us the film, and you have to be subscribed to our YouTube. So go ahead and add a screenshot and we can add that to our list. We already have a few films on our Queued Up as Requested. We did the movie Merge and the number 23. Both of those are available on our YouTube and on streams. Now we have a special one this evening because the individual who requested it is also with us. Wade, how are you doing? Please let the folks know who you are, what you got going on, and any kind of plugs that you would like to share.
All right, well, I'm Wade Simmons. I am an independent filmmaker from Chicago. Been doing it for 9 years. I also, been doing some work on Chicago PD. Also in the funeral business, going on 16 years. Did go to school for that too. And I train for professional wrestling too. So I'm a jack of all trades and a master at none of them.
Amen, amen. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. So thank you so much for joining us for this review and this discussion. We are doing the film, The Starling. Now, a synopsis of this film is pretty much just know sometimes your biggest op could be a bird.
Yeah.
But we pretty much follow Lily and Jack, a married couple that suffered a major loss, the loss of a child. So Wade, I want to start with you. What about this movie, this story brought you, pretty much came to your attention? Because I know me and you discussed a little bit of it, but let me know your experiences of what stood out to you about this film.
Well, the first thing is that it kind of deals with grief and kind of how Melissa's character, Lily, she kind of holding down the fort while her husband, Jack, is just kind of all tore up. And I think the sum total of the movie is kind of that everybody processes grief a little bit different, because when the movie starts out, her husband starts talking about him picturing his daughter being a podiatrist or whatever, being a doctor or whatever. And he's just visualizing her future. And then the mom, I don't know about that. But then right when the movie just goes to the next scene, you find out that she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of very relatable because that's life, right? Most people expect to live a full, healthy life and things of that nature. And then to just kind of lose a child like that, that's kind of devastating. And then like you said, the bird being the biggest op. I had a problem with a bird before at the funeral home, actually, which was a funny story. I'll talk about it a little later, but birds do get pretty aggressive when they have their children. Well, any animal really. So
right.
I can understand that, but I'm like, yeah, that movie kind of really stuck out for those reasons,
You didn't get attacked enough to where you had to get stitches, did you?
Oh no, the bird missed me. I stepped, something told me to move, and the bird just smacked the wall, and then it chased me, so I jumped in the hearse right till my coworker got there.
It sounds like a scene out of Heat around this motherfucker.
I know, right? That bird was getting ready to be a customer if I had my little thing.
There's gonna be some chicken wings and fried chicken, man. Geese. My beef is with geese. It's always up. Whenever I see a geese, it's always up. I don't mess with them. I go to I let them have the land. Wherever they walking through, I let them have that. But when I see geese out there, me and geese is always they ops. That's gonna always be ops.
I don't ever have any issues with animals, so I guess that's black men. Y'all must. Is it something y'all are doing to these animals? I'm just asking because y'all have similar.
No, I was minding my business, trying to go to work, and the bird started with me. So, like I said, he glad he got saved that day. That's all I can say.
So, Jay, you ain't never ran from a dog.
No, I'm not scared of dogs.
You don't have to be scared of a dog for it to run if it chase you.
I mean, I'm just gonna look at it like, what you doing? I guess I've never been in a situation where an animal came towards me in a vicious manner where I thought my life was threatened. Now I've been
Nah, I've been,
stung by a bee before because somebody swapped at it while I worked in the drive-through, and that bitch came through the window and it stung me. But I was an innocent bystander in that. But no, I've never.
I
No.
got a working I got a working theory now. Yeah. I got
Oh.
a working theory moving now. It's cool.
Oh.
It's okay.
But Jason, I got a question for you because last week when we were talking about the number 23, we were talking about actors who we saw them in a very comedic role and then we see them on a more serious tone. And so I would say Melissa McCarthy definitely, she was introduced to me first in Bridesmaid. And
Jack
so,
too.
yes, that's true. That's a good link of thrones. So seeing them in a comedic scene and then also seeing the tone a lot more serious over here. How did that how did you receive that type of tone in this?
Melissa can act. Melissa's actually a pretty good actress. So this, I felt like this is like a walk in the park for her. I think the movie that she had with my girl Sandra Bullock is it's more of an action, like a buddy comedy type of
Oh
thing, but
yeah.
it does have those serious tones where things shift, and it was based on her character and just her not uh moving along in her career more so. So you just see, so you kind of see it. So yeah, I knew it was going to be there, but yeah, it definitely tugged at your heartstrings because of just the different things. And I think my favorite scene for sure is when he cut her off, and I was just like, this nigga is tripping.
You don't think how he handled that situation? You mean when he hung up
Not
on
at
her?
all. No. That was childish too. But I mean, when he told her she can't visit him no more, like at some point you could have made the phone call and been like, "Hey, we good on that." You allow her to drive 2 hours, one going, one back, to to just get told, I just need space right now, bro. You know how much more space do you need, my boy? And like you
yeah,
said, as Wade said, grief is different because, like I said, I dealt with grief at one point and it has depressed me. Something I didn't think was real, something I had to actually face to actually know. Um, it is a real thing, but yeah, no. Uh, they were processing it different, and I also find it different, which I also got to knock on wood, and I gotta say a few prayers because when I see too many something more than one time, like in a row, I start getting superstitious. So of course we
23?
what? No, but that's crazy too. Reasonable doubt. You know, we talked about when they lost the baby on there. And of course, we just did his and hers, and also about a baby. So we talking about infants being, you know, not even being killed, just SIDS. You
Yeah.
know, nothing that anybody could have done. It's just unfortunately, it's just one of those life circumstances that happened, and you just see the different ways everybody has processed the situation. And just oh shit, different circumstances right there. So yeah,
Yeah. And I will say, like, I understand, piggyback off of what you said, Jason. I understand everyone does handle grief differently. But I will say, Jack made me so angry. And that scene that you mentioned where he just had her drive all the way up there, didn't want to see her. But then also with her actually trying and with him not being receptive. But I was just so angry with him, but I understood why. Because when people grieve and react a different type of way, it's just like you respect it because everyone handles things differently, but I'm still going to respond to that if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? It's just like if somebody is disrespectful to you because they're lashing out because they're grieving, it's like, okay, I understand why you're doing it, but what you're saying, what you're doing is still hurting me. And I'm carrying this load at home while you're trying to get back on track. But it's just, she was doing it alone. And especially when we saw what he was about to do after the child passed away, to where she found him in the garage. I was so upset with him in that moment because I was just like, so she's already going to end up dealing with the loss of the child, but then you're going to have her also
oh,
deal
don't
with
do
the
that.
loss
Don't
of
do that.
you.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't do
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
do
blame.
that. Don't
Okay,
do that.
okay.
Don't do that.
All
No, we don't blame
right.
victims. We don't
I'm
blame
not,
victims.
but no, but it was. I
I
was
get
just
it. I
like,
understand. I get. I understand.
right.
I understand where you come from. However,
I don't ever.
so everybody doesn't know. Everybody can't deal with every situation, and
I get
sometimes they
that.
succumb. They succumb, and they just feel like I have. There's a special place for somebody where they feel as if the only way to deal with this is to not deal with life anymore.
Right.
And that's something I had to like. I was what, ninth grade. Ninth grade. One of one of my classmates. We was, of course, everybody split. Well, we went to this school. Everybody split. They had to send everybody one to one way if they stayed on one side of town. Others they went to a different school. But one of the girls I grew up with in middle school, she took her life. Um, and we'll never know the reasoning why. Like I said, just outside looking in, very beautiful girl, well liked, thriving cheerleader, just doing just a multitude of things. And then you hear that and it's just like, what? And like I said, you never understand. Like in this situation, at least watching the movie, we do see um the reasoning behind it. But like certain things, like I said, just sometimes when your heart get broken, man, your mind's
Mm-hmm.
changed. The brain chemistry inside you change. You never know what or how you may respond to certain things. So
Yeah. And I just, if what I said sounded insensitive, I apologize. That's not what I was trying to deliver. But not just saying that to you, just
okay,
for anybody listening out, just not trying to seem like, oh, just blaming a victim, anything like that, because obviously losing a child is a major loss. And so it's just, that's a lot of things that a lot of people cannot handle. And it's just a lot of weight. So I did not want that to be seem like I was being insensitive.
Now, who
But
was being insensitive was Timothy Oliphant, the boy from Scream 2. Now, he was an asshole. He said, "You've been kind of weird ever since, nigga, what, my
Oh
baby
yeah.
died?"
it was heartbreaking when it opened up with her putting those
the, the,
danishes
the, no, not the Danish, it's the
or
snowballs. The
Yeah, the
yeah,
snowballs.
snowball.
The
right.
hostess, because I love you the mostest.
I
Well,
was just like, oh, go ahead, wait.
she did crumple it up when he didn't want to see it though. So
I felt that.
But he had a closet full of them. He hadn't even touched. Like that's just how much. That's how messed up he was. He hadn't even thought. I was like, bro,
Have y'all had
what
them
is he
before?
doing? I've never eaten a snowball before.
I haven't either. It seemed
I'm
like
not
it's
the
really sweet.
I'm a honey bun person though, so it got to be iced too. So I do like sweet, but not too sweet.
Do you heat it up?
yeah,
Yes, I heat it up. What you mean? At least it got to be at least 11 seconds because it got to kind of be the cream got to be kind of oozing off the side of it, just a little bit. You wouldn't know nothing about that. You probably put cheese in your honey bun.
What? Oh, you the one with the peasant tongue. You wilding. But no, like when you saw all of them in his closet, I was just like, dang, because she was doing it every week.
Bro, just shout out to her though, man, because that's something I will say. You do see a lot of women typically. They carry a lot. Like even with everything that's going on, every circumstance they're going through, she's still going to work. She's still trying to figure out the house stuff. He got mad at her for throwing away the baby stuff or giving away the baby. She didn't throw it away, she gave away the baby stuff. But what was she supposed to do? She in his house alone. You left her to deal with it for a year. A whole year. What the hell
yeah,
was she supposed to have been doing? And I guess within that way, I get. Do you really? I mean, so I guess within your field of work, when you're doing like the mortician stuff, now do you really deal with the personal side of it at all, like with the people? Like,
yeah,
is it ever how is that? And because I guess the death part. Not saying that you can't become so desensitized it just doesn't matter anymore. But I guess the human part of it, because it's all human part. Let me not, but you know what I mean? Like the people that you have
yeah.
to deal with in making sure that the transition process is handled carefully. Because I can imagine some people not ready to let go, or some people are just like super shut off. Like what is that process like?
Well, I can give you two instances, but like right now, I'm on the side like your brother of doing the transports.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you go into loved one's house, one thing you got to realize, you don't know how long you're going to be there because you don't want to rush anybody. And like you said, every family is different.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the family that's just like, they accept it and they like, let's go ahead and get this over with. But then you got the other family that might be like, man, don't touch my mom, bro. Don't, and it's not nothing personal toward us.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just, because a lot of times people will apologize later, be like, man, we ain't mean no harm. And I get it, because like I said, I've lost relatives as well. And to be honest with you, every death hits different.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Every death is not the same. But it hurt to lose anybody. You know, it don't matter how young or how old. But I'll tell you this, like I remember before I went to school, when I first kind of started working in the business, there was a young lady. She had just got a scholarship to play basketball in college. She was a high school basketball student, you know, pretty good. She died in a car wreck. I didn't know this young lady, but when we went to the church to set up the flowers and everything, like it hit me. Like I didn't know this young lady, but like it really like was really heavy on me. Like, and when her family came in, like I felt that grief, man. And that day really like, I don't know, like that had never happened to me before, but that was just like that really shook me up, you know?
I had a situation like that. I told Jazz about. I want to rehash the entire situation, but it was a domestic violence situation. Young lady was murdered, and her funeral was like the I've never been to a funeral where it felt like a breath of fresh air in the most
Hmm.
respectful way. You go into that funeral, it wasn't a lot of crying, it wasn't a lot of sadness. It was just like love, light, and just uplifting. And that was the most tragic situation that I had seen. And then I had this, and like me and her were cool. Like me and her were cool. And I had another guy. We were cool, but me and him was always at odds. And he got slain as well. He got slain, different situation, through a cop situation. But like when he died, that fucked my head up. Like I want to say at least a year. Um, like I think maybe when I first had like that's probably how I ended up meeting you, Jazz. Like it was like within that process, like I don't I had to figure out myself again because I was just like everything at that point, man. It was just work. It was work, eat, sleep, work, eat. I knew nothing else. If anything would have happened within in that time frame, it was a blank because I couldn't register it, and I think it wasn't just him. That I had lost an actual close friend, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, and that situation was just weird. So it was just like I said, you never know how you're gonna process it, but then just trying to process the grief and then just continue is just like I think my teacher said. He's like the only thing really guaranteed in life is death and taxes. Everything else is what it is, and life just keep going on. It's a harsh reality, but it's a reality that we all got to face. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you were focused on doing work to, I guess, to not think about that hurt? Because I feel like
I cried every day. I cried every day.
because I
So
think
I was
sometimes, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think sometimes it's just kind of like what Lily did. It's just to stay occupied to where you're not, I guess, like sitting in it. But sometimes they say with grief is something you can't rush.
this is true.
Hmm.
And grief is something that will be with you. I guess it's different for everybody. Similar to like what you said, Wade. It's just how everyone handles it differently, and that hurt and that pain. Some people maybe a couple of weeks, some people a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's man, but the crazy thing with grief, man, honestly you don't ever lose it because all it takes is for you to, like I said, is Jack. Think about Jack. Jack in there, he's feeling better. He's molding. He's throwing clay. He's got it. He got a base. It's good. He was gonna get some extra supplies to make it look even better. He sees his daughter's name and it fucked up the day. That just
Yeah.
that one thing just messed up everything at that point.
Yeah.
And he
And
was a
even
school, and he think he was a school teacher
yeah,
too. Man,
I
ain't no
felt
way in hell.
I felt really bad on that part when he was trying to play with the little kids.
Yeah,
Ah,
And that little
yeah.
girl
yeah.
was like, hold on, bro.
This nigga weird. This nigga weird, mama.
I didn't think that scene was going to escalate to that because it seems like at first they was having a good time. He was just like, "Oh, let's get this animal," and I was like, "Oh," but then the little girl started looking around like, "All right, I don't want to play with y'all no more." And then
Yeah.
the other staff started catching on, like,
I think he had the, I think he rushed the situation. He was like overzealous to one to work with it, but then also get everybody involved with the program. So it definitely freaked the kid out. But yeah, that was kind of heartbreaking, especially he pushed your boo down on the ground.
yeah.
David Diggs.
And I
The
was
V
like,
just
"Come
be
on
popping
now,
up in just random. He just be popping up in random shit.
Viola Davis." Oh no,
I said,
not
look at,
excuse me, not
I said,
uh,
Viola
I said, look
uh,
at
Davis.
Nelson.
Loretta
Loretta
Devine.
Devine will pop up in a movie. Loretta Devine will pop up in a movie.
But you
I
know
was
what? Loretta Devine kind of She to me she brought she always bring that kind of like to me comical type of
Yeah.
nice nasty type of role, you know.
Yeah,
She's a phenomenal actress too, but she always she always kind of be like the life of the party in the film, you know.
it's like, but she brings like that. It's like that. Well, this way, I guess I can say it like that. Grandma soul to a
Yeah.
more so to a project with it that wisdom to whatever coming in because that I think that really did it. She was like, "Check you asshole!" Oh,
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actress, you know.
When she
I
cussed out
love
the
seeing her.
when she cussed out the I guess the daughter-in-law, she said, "Bitch, don't call me mama." I was like, "What?" But it was just that comic relief a little bit, especially with the film that's covering a very tough topic. So, and then
Yeah,
you
and I
got
like.
oh, go ahead, wait.
Oh no, no, you go. I was gonna just say they had like the whole cast did a pretty good job. You know, I think that like it's very rare sometimes that you see like a movie like that because like that movie doesn't have like this really big type of plot. It's just a simple story, but it's like a really powerful one. You know, and the cast, all of them did a phenomenal job. You know.
Yeah, and Kevin Kline.
Oh yeah,
I'm assuming it's the doctor.
Yeah,
yeah.
he was in Wild Wild West with Will Smith. Don't say you ain't seen that. But his character, I
I
thought
have seen that.
was okay, good.
I didn't recognize the man.
I understand he didn't have his cowboy hat on, but I thought his character brought a lot to this because he is what Lily needed. And
Hmm.
for 2 seconds, I said, I know you're not about to have an affair,
I did
but
too.
just for 2 seconds.
I did too. I was like, she gonna fuck the therapist.
He wasn't even a therapist no more. He
I
was working with
mean,
animals.
but if it's in it, but what I tell you, Jazz, is not.
If
It's
it's in
not.
you, it's in you.
It's if it's in you, it's in you. Yes, because he
Yeah.
he was in there. I enjoyed his character. A lot of comedic relief that he brought to it, especially when he was. But so you had the comedic relief, but he was also dealing with like the personal things, and because of her, that's what messed him up as well. But I enjoyed him even breaking down, just saying, I got out of this because I didn't have the answers. And I can only imagine people would get mad and say, why would a therapist need therapy? But it's if you sat and listened to people, some of the stuff that they tell you, it's patient, whatever, confidentiality.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff they have to do, they have to take this stuff in. They just have to take it, and they're hearing everything and have to be able to be trusted to be able to respond. It's just some of the stuff that they have to say. It's not even being witty. It's just what they have to do.
Yeah.
It's almost robotic, but you can't really be robotic in that because I've been in therapy and I've been in sessions. I'm like, man, fuck, you know what, man, fuck this. I'm not coming back. You have a nice life. This didn't help me any of that. And like I said, but I have had sessions where you sit in there and you can have those conversations and it's just like you can that vulnerability that you would like to have, you can actually have it. So
Yeah, and you know what? It's amazing because like I feel like his character was really relatable too because like you know I'm not a therapist, but I know that being in the death care industry, like I have people that I went to school with. Like I got one friend, he went past his test before I did, and every time we talked to him about the funeral bit, he be like, "Let it go, done with it. Don't bring it up. I'm done with it. Wait, let it go."
I can imagine once you get out of it, it's like, man, I'm good. Like
Yeah,
I'm cool on that. But he was good. He was good. You can tell he was good at what he was doing and how he did it because he was helping. He like I said, he was helping her at least process her grief because she hadn't started the process. She was just still pushing things off. And you kind of seen that when she first went to the mental health facility
hmm,
with Jack not vaping in the middle of the course, and you just see the rift at that point, and
yeah.
it's just like, damn, what the, and she's putting everything up. It's just like, oh no, we're just working on him, waiting on him to get better, and we gonna be good. Like, nah, it don't work like that, baby girl.
You
Y'all
know what
both went
scene I
through
like too in the beginning was she was at the grocery store and the lady from church saw her
it.
and she
Yeah,
like She like, well, the pastor want us to come with that. She like, She like, you get a pastor my best. Like,
I thought it was gonna go that route with it. Like she was gonna get in church, and I thought that was gonna be the option
she
in the
like,
film.
nah, I don't want y'all talking about me telling all my business. I ain't mad at
If it
it.
was a Tyler Perry movie, it definitely would have went to the church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Except Joe. Joe wasn't in no church. Joe was looking for them hoes.
Yo. But and I do love the fact of like how Kevin Kline's character held Lily accountable. Cause like piggyback off of what you said, Jason, when she was like, "Oh, he's working on getting better," he said, "Well, what about you?" You know what I mean? It's just like you. How are you dealing with this? And so it's just he kind of caused her to confront the pain and everything that she was dealing with, and then she was over here attacking birds, or I guess
Mhm.
defending herself.
Yeah, and Price putting the wrong price tags on stuff.
Yo, all those people
She
was
like,
like, let me
she
get
like,
all of
she
this
like,
off the shelf.
she like zoning out at work. But it does happen though. Sometimes you can have a lot on your mind, and we live in this very capitalistic society where they don't care about you grieving. They don't, So
No.
you got to love yourself enough to be like, look, I might need a few days off or a little time off or something, but you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's true. But was there oh
So that one, okay, so there was two things that was said in here that stuck out to me a lot was damn, I think her name was Regina, the therapist in the mental health facility. I think that was her name. I may have wrote it down wrong, but when she told her, it'd be nice to see someone, Lily, before you have to actually see someone. So that was dope for her being able to catch that, just like trying to put her in the space where she needed to do that. But then the second thing, and when she was talking to Dr. Fine, which is Kevin Kline character, and he said sometimes we push people away to see if they come back, and often a lot of times people do. Unfortunately, they do that. Um, which is I'm gonna say it's a toxic thing, but sometimes I think people. I don't know why people would push you away to force you to come back or get yeah. Why would you? I don't know why somebody would do that, but yeah, people do often.
I can
Very
make
common too.
assumptions, but I'd rather not do that. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't know. Maybe yeah. But wait, what is the biggest takeaway that you got from this film?
The biggest takeaway for me is just that, everybody handles grief different, but it's something that you have to face because even the strongest people still feel. It's just like some people tend to like ignore it, but a lot of times if you ignore things, it shows up in other ways. So that's kind of what I take of. It's like, you gotta have love in your heart for your people and like, just help people get through tough times, but just know that it's no time frame. It may take 10 years, 20 years, but even while you're trying to help somebody else, you gotta also kind of do some serious soul searching to make sure you straight too, you know.
Okay. Jason, what about you? Any takeaways?
Hmm. So when I was looking up this movie, I seen a lot of goddamn starlings, and I was like, man, what is a starling? Because clearly this motherfucker is important. Uh, so the biggest thing I took away is we all need somebody. Um, we can love and support and help, but sometimes you can't bear it all the responsibility on your own. LMA has a song called 100. Very beautiful song.
Is it on her
But
new album?
it is. It is on her new album. It's called 100, but it is about coming to the table with 100%, but it's not necessarily. It's if he has 20, I'm gonna bring the 80 to make sure we get to where we need to be at. And it's the song isn't formed in a way of a toxic situation. It's more of a we love each other, we taking care of each other, but we understand every day you won't be able to show up at your best. And in those days, I'm going to do what I have to do to overcompensate to make sure we get back to where we need to be. And if that ever happens to me, if I'm in my 10, you're going to bring your 90 to make sure we get back to where we at. So shout out to Lily for holding it down until Jack got better. She never gave up on him. So that was also dope, and I love that she hung up on his ass at the end. She shouldn't have gave him the. She shouldn't have gave him uh, 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 uh no kind of warning. She should have just did that shit so they can get even. Steven, what about you, Jazz? What was your takeaway?
I would say sometimes people enter your lives unexpectedly, and their presence can be so impactful to where they can lead you back on track.
Yeah.
So, but that scene that you just mentioned, Jason, when she did hang up on him and he was laughing on the other end, he was that. I feel like that was probably the first time we saw him actually laughing.
Yeah.
In the movie. So
I cried there too, because it was more of a. I think within that scene, it was one of those situations where, or one of those moments where, um, she pretty much told him, "I'm here. I'm gonna always be here. We are Starlings. We gonna figure this out. We gonna build this house. We gonna go in their yard. You gonna tell me sorry every day for the rest of our lives, and we gonna live long lives because we gonna eat the healthy food in their garden that I began to plant, that I began to put in there, and you gonna upkeep on it." So he just, so it was two things he was taking. It was one, she telling me off. Two, she making sure she know she's going to be here for me, regardless of what I'm going through, no matter what I took her through. She's going to still be here with me, and we're a unit, we're a team. But that fuck you is well worth it, because I was definitely disrespectful towards my wife. So, yeah.
when you said it, I said, "Oh, you letting people know about your wife?" But you talking about if you was Jack. I got
The
you.
fuck?
I follow you. But
Nigga.
but one of the reasons why we are here is, was it
I was
good
gonna say
though?
ping dingling around here, girl. Ain't no,
Yo,
no,
chill
no,
out, man.
ain't no.
We talking about grief, Jason. Here you go.
Shit, it's gonna grieve somebody. Somebody grieving me right
Sir,
now.
relax. Wait, was it good though?
I think it was great. I think not like I said, like, cause we kind of live in a different generation now. But like they try to like, make movies a whole lot more appealing. But I think this one was more like just it was like really basic, but with a powerful message. So I think that made it great. I think the acting was good. I think the storyline was good and it was relatable. So I say it was great.
Yeah. Jason, was it good though?
It was. I enjoyed that.
You count you loud,
Like the
you low, Jason.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry. Yes, I enjoyed. I be, I get too cool.
I
I
know.
enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yes, it was a good film. I thoroughly enjoyed what I watched. Jazz, was it good though?
I did. I definitely enjoyed it. So Wade, thank you so much, because you are the first person to send us a request that Jason said was good, because the first two he did not. So shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you.
Yeah, he did. I love an emotional dramedy or emotional drama. So yes, it was definitely had I think the comedy played well with the emotional scenes. Taika Waititi, because you wrote Thor 4. This is how you should have did it. This how you mix sadness with comedy, motherfucker.
You didn't
But
have to
yeah,
throw a shot. You didn't.
I did.
No,
You
you.
said no filters. We coming off the
Okay.
hip.
Are y'all
But
are y'all ready to review Joe's college road trip?
I am. All right, wait, 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 wait. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. For everybody listening, please be sure to check out our regular episodes that we drop every Tuesday. This week, I believe for episode 194, we released.
Wonder Man.
Yes, we did. And next week, we will be doing Scream 7.
Boom, boom.
And please be sure, please be on the lookout for our side quest reviews. We are doing the series Cross that is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. So
and
this is all I have. This is Jazz.
And I'm Jason. What, you want me to close it out? Like, cause you like you said.
It's like you were gonna do it, but I said I got it. But then I was just like double dutching.
That's what I was like. She got it. She got it. I'm like, oh, all right. But this is the What's Good Though podcast about movies, TV shows, and processing your grief. I am Jason.
I'm Jazz again.
And I'm
And
waiting.
until,
Hey, Wade.
and until next time,
Cheers.
deuces.